Hi, Claudia. All right, so first off, your website, your branding, this is gorgeous. Like absolutely stunning. Um, I I love the video. I like your logo. It's really commercial. So I don't know if that's what you're going for, but it is definitely um I know you do portrait photography, but this definitely feels like you do more branding than anything else. Because this really feels like it almost feels like a makeup commercial or like because I mean you're showing them do makeup a lot. So right off the bat though I'm thinking it's like I mean, it's definitely glamour, but then you show the watch, and I'm seeing the lips a lot. So I know it's like probably cropping weird because of how wide this is, but be aware that it feels more like a makeup commercial than it does a photography commercial. So be aware of that. But I do love that you have video here. I love everything about your brand. I'm just going to keep scrolling here. So it's you do branding, maternity, newborn, portraits. Okay. So we're still going to keep scrolling. You haven't really asked me to do anything yet. Branding, maternity, newborn, portraits. Portraits isn't clickable. Maternity is and branding is. But I would make sure that these words are clickable too, and also make sure that they align. Like branding should be centered right up under here. So should maternity and so should portraits. I'm not sure what's going on there with the formatting. I'm actually going to refresh this real quick because I'm kind of wondering if it's my side that's not loading right. No, it's not. And portraits, the photo's not linked to anything. Let's see if I shrink it. Does it line up? Okay, so maybe it lines up a little better. I'm wondering if your website is, yeah, see? I'm wondering if your website was built on a smaller screen than what I'm on. So that might be the problem. And that's why it's not aligning right. But that should be a pretty easy fix for whoever built your website to make sure that these align the way that they're supposed to. And portraits, again, it's not linked to anything. So you need to make sure it links. And I'd really like it if the word's linked too. Okay, so now you're asking me to do something. Let's explore. Read the blog, shop the shop, lookbook. Okay, so we can go explore. That's fine. So is this video? Oh, so this is the video up at the top. Very cool. Okay. Wow. It's like super dramatic and okay, it definitely reads as photography on the full scale, but it does not read as photography at the top. So I don't know. I don't know what we want to do with that. But okay, we're going to keep going. And then you have a shop, which is gift cards. Okay. Branding, maternity, newborn, beauty. Subscribe, stay connected. And then is this like link over to your Insta? Yeah. Okay. So, and it's all branding. It's beautiful, but it's all branding. Okay. So here are my initial thoughts. You haven't told me to do anything. Right here, right now, this feels like a commercial company. I feel like even though you tell me that you do maternity, newborn, and portraits, that you mostly do branding. This website feels so commercial, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like, please don't take that as a negative. The branding is gorgeous, but I think there's a disconnect somewhere for anything other than brand photography. So you've made no emotional connection and you haven't really told me to do anything. The first thing, like at first I thought these were going to be links and they're not. So that's weird. I also don't know where you're located. Nothing here tells me where you're located at all. So what we need is, we have two of basically the same section here. There's no reason that these photos can't be up here in this area, and that these little descriptions can't be below each one of these. Condense it. There's no reason to have it doubled up at all. But really, this whole section is prime real estate. Totally prime real estate. This is like the first thing people see when they come on your website, and you're not really telling them much. You're just describing branding, maternity, newborn, and portrait photography. That's all you're doing. You're not telling me anything about what you do for your clients and what makes it unique and why. What is the pain point? Why do they hire you? That's what you need to be telling me here. You also need to be telling me where you're located. So you can say branding, maternity, newborn, and portrait photographer serving XYZ. You can still include all of this information and where you're located, but it needs to be here on your homepage. Like, I don't know where you're at, and I need to know where you're at. That's like information number one. Number two, once you tell me where you're at, you need to make an emotional connection. There needs to be an emotional connection here. You need, like I said, tell me what you do for your clients and what are the pain points that you hit. What are the things that they hire you specifically for? And then you ask them, or not ask them, you tell them to choose the experience they're interested in, which is where these come into play. Choose your experience. Branding, maternity, portraits. Oh, it is maternity, newborn. Okay. They're both in there. So you show 4 here, but 3 here. So choose your experience and make them choose the thing they want information about. See? Big difference between just giving and showing the information and telling them what to do. Because right now, the first thing you tell me to do is explore. And the first link you give me is reading your blog. Your blog should be the last place you send people, quite honestly. Maternity session, branding session, newborn, and it's not, there's not even that much on your blog. So this does not need to be the first place you send people. Shop the shop. It's not even a shop. Oh, because that link is broken. It's shop 1. Okay, well, that's a problem. Can't have broken links there. So that link is broken. And then your lookbook is your branding. Okay, which is not totally clear. God, these are great photos, by the way. Okay, this information though, right here, needs to be at the top, not at the bottom. People aren't gonna scroll all the way to the bottom. The words, the connection right here, it's perfect. But it needs to be up here with the contact me. They can keep scrolling to look at your photos, but the info needs to be at the top. And I'm gonna say that is true for all of these galleries. Beautiful work. Move this stuff up to here. And make sure you are asking them to contact you. Contact me. Not at the bottom, but underneath this paragraph. Have the information and the emotional connection. Contact me today. Send me a message. Reach out. You have to have that link above all of this and the words above the gallery. Okay? I love these behind the scenes shots. And probably the same thing. What is going on? There's nothing on your portrait page. Is that why it's not linked from your homepage? Okay, look, if there's nothing on it, then get rid of it. So, like, why? If there's nothing on this page, just get rid of it, or flesh it out. But it needs to match the other two. It needs to have that nice big banner. It has to have those words, the paragraph, some kind of information, emotional connection, and then the gallery. Okay? So your goal from your homepage is making an emotional connection and asking them to choose their experience. Which thing are you interested in? And if you don't have portraits right now, then only let them choose from these two. Just have two options. Don't talk about portraits and have portraits and then have no portraits. That makes no sense. So you've got dead links, really. This is basically a dead link. It goes nowhere. There's nothing on this page. So you definitely need to fix that. But your goal is going to be going from your homepage. We're going to go through this again because my brain just stopped. Homepage, where you're located, emotional connection, choose your experience. Allow them to pick from your informational pages. From those informational pages, you need that paragraph up here, contact me, then the portfolio. That's your goal. Home, info, contact. Home, info, contact. It is literally that simple. Home, info, contact. Everything else is a side note. Everything else is a side note. Okay, so shop, as pretty as it is, it definitely goes back to that like commercial vibe. So if you want to keep that, great. But I really don't think gift cards right on your website are necessary, especially if you're not selling any. It's just wasted space having a shop for gift cards. I had it for years and no one ever bought a gift certificate off my website. Never. They always contacted me first. So yeah, it's kind of pointless. And if you're a certain price point, and I mean, the brand here alone, I'm going to assume that you're on the upside of expensive. What's a $50 gift card even going to get them? Like, is it even worth it? I don't think this is like conducive to what you're doing. The minimum gift card spend needs to be whatever your minimum CODB is. It needs to be your minimum cost. Whatever your lowest session costs is your minimum gift card. And I don't mean session fee. Because if someone gives a gift card for $50 and that's your session fee, they're going to be really pissed when they have to go buy photos when they thought that that gift card was going to get them a whole session from you. So be aware of that when you're selling gift cards. It's not, I mean, it's nice because it's like cash in your pocket. It's non-refundable, blah, blah, blah. But you're going to have potentially pissed off clients when they realize that that gift card really doesn't get them anything. And then they're going to be pissed at their friend who bought it for them. So be careful with this. Fix your links. I don't mind this Let's Explore down here, but I do think that we need to make sure the links work, and you need to link to pages that matter. Like your blog is whatever. It can be the bottom link. Your top page can be branding. Your middle one can be maternity and newborn, and then the bottom one can be your blog. Like, I don't think blog needs to be the top. This just needs to be a mirrored menu to where you want them to go. That path that we're talking about, home, info, contact, that's what this needs to mirror as well. Everything you do pushes back to that path, home, info, contact. Everything pushes back to that. All of your blogs, it's just photos. That's it. Three photos. Okay, these blogs need words. And even if you don't put words, they need links. Learn more about newborn sessions and have it link over to the page where you give information. Like, this is a dead end right now. If someone were to click on your blog and click on one of these links, that's a dead end. You're not giving them another option of where to go. You're not telling them what to do. Like, after you view this blog, where do you want them to go? Do you want them to have more information about newborn sessions, or do you want them to pop over to contact you about booking a newborn session? You need to tell the clients what you want them to do, and you're not doing that right now. So work on that. But all of these pages, every blog, every other page, your shop, all of it, if you want to keep the shop. I don't know that I'd keep the shop. I don't think it's necessary. But any extra pages outside of home, info, and contact need to loop back to that information, home, info, or contact. I probably wouldn't push people back to your home page because that gets really weird and repetitive. But you can absolutely just keep pushing them back over to one of your info pages, which is totally fine. I did put a little, what do you call it? Like an infographic on, like a flow chart on my Facebook page that shows like the ideal click-through layout of like what a website should be. So definitely go check that out. Okay, let's see. Bookings, book your session. Thank you for your interest in professional photography. Please fill out the contact below. Oh, this is your contact form. But then what is this? You have 2 contact forms. This is completely unnecessary. I like this page better because I really love this behind the scenes of you working. And this is just a contact. You don't need 2 contact pages. That is a totally pointless, that's just repetitive and confusing. Like, which one am I supposed to fill out? I don't know. So I'd use this page. I like this page better. They can choose their session type and fill in all the information. I wouldn't call it book your session. I would call it contact or reach out or let's chat or something, but I wouldn't call it book your session. And that's only because there's 2 ways to ask someone to reach out. You can say, let's talk, or you can say, book your session. One is a commitment and one is not. So you want people to reach out. You want people to connect with you, but they might not be ready to book a session. So, and I think that's kind of what you're doing here between bookings and contact is you're like, okay, people who are ready to book are going to fill out this one, and people who just want more information are going to fill out this one. But that is really confusing, and I don't think it's totally necessary. So and it's just wasted space. I would get rid of one or the other. Honestly, I would get rid of the contact page and I would turn the bookings page into a contact page. Period. Done. So honestly, we can drop 2 of these and then you could pull this out into this menu really nicely. Because you don't really have a portrait page right now. So honestly, you don't even need to call this lookbook. Lookbook, I don't know how old you are. There's no information about you. Did I totally miss an about you page? There's nothing here about you personally. You need an about page. You really need an about page. I want to know about you. I see you working. I see behind the scenes, but I don't see you. I need you. So in Lookbook, again, what I was saying, I don't know how old you are, but there used to be a website called Lookbook, and it was literally people submitting photos of what they were wearing every day. And it was sort of like Instagram before Instagram was a thing, but it was all about fashion and style. So that's what I think of when I think of Lookbook. I also think of like straight branding. I know like Abercrombie and like higher ended brands used to make lookbooks, which were basically outfit catalogs. They were lookbooks, They didn't have prices or anything in them, but it was like, here's what you can wear and the styles and all the different combinations in our lookbook for the spring season. So like it definitely harkens to the branding side of things, but I don't think it does maternity and newborn or beauty portraits any favors. Galleries, portfolio, like you're a photographer. Because lookbook definitely pulls me back into that makeup brand vibe that I was talking about at the beginning. So consider that. The language you use is so important. And being commercial is fine, but you definitely have to use the right terms to be a commercial photographer. And I don't think lookbook is necessarily that. Lookbook doesn't make me think portfolio or sessions. Like session info. You call it session info or sessions or, because these are info pages. They're not just galleries, they're info pages. So you could call it sessions or the experience, right? So there's a million different things you could rename this, but I don't think lookbook is super clear. But so we talked about your path being home, info, contact. This menu up here needs to mirror that. So you need home, your info, and then I really feel like we can knock out bookings and shop. But you do need an about page, an about you, and then the blog, and then contact. If you really want a sixth link in here to keep it even, leave the shop, I guess. But maybe reconfigure the prices on your gift cards. But that would be my only thing, because I understand wanting it to be equal, like 3 links on each side, but it definitely needs to be in the right order, and you do need an About You page. We need to see About You on this. I really feel like that's necessary on here to see that there's a person behind this brand. Like, I know it's your name, Claudia Sanches, but you know how many brands are like friggin' Betsy Johnson, right? She's got like thousands of people working for her. She's a brand. Her name is a brand, but she's also a person. And we see her all the time as the face of her brand. And I think we need to see you. We need to see your face with this brand. I think it would actually do you really well to put your person on here. So home, info, about, contact, blog, shop, maybe. Blog, shop, and contact can all sort of push around however you want, in whatever order you want. I do tend to like contact on the side because it's really obvious that it's the last point. So blog and shop could kind of go in the middle, but you do need an about page for you. So you do have some homework here. You do have some things you need to do. You need to make an emotional connection, and you need to make a solid path through your website. You really need to tell your potential clients where you want them to go and what you want them to do. You need to make sure that some of these links aren't broken. I think portraits and was it your shop link here that was broken? Yeah. So you need to make sure that those are working if you want to keep your shop. If not, have about you, the experiences, and the blog. Like, those would be great exploration things. About You should definitely be one of these links. So you have some things in here for sure that you need to work on. And the biggest things being making an emotional connection and guiding them through your site. Home, info, contact. Make a path. Create that road that guides them from where they start to where you want them to end. Don't assume that people are going to know what to do on your website, because it's not totally clear what you need them to do. And some of the words you're using, like lookbook, just doesn't work. And the fact that you have 2 contact pages is very odd. So you have some homework, get it done. And, but again, your brand is gorgeous. Your photos are beautiful. Like, you're there. This website's fabulous. So, just make some little fixes and make those emotional connections, show me who you are on here somewhere, and I don't think you're going to have any problems with your website. It's your brand is there. It's beautiful. But if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out, and good luck.